Hello and welcome to YNR Update 24. Get the latest CBS spoilers and updates every day. Subscribe and stay tuned. Can you really ever scrub the blood off a monster's hands? Or are we just watching a masterclass in gaslighting from Genoa City's most dangerous players? Welcome back to the channel, and honestly, we have to talk about what just went down on the Tuesday, May 26th episode of The Young and the Restless, because it felt less like a soap opera and more like a high-stakes psychological thriller. I mean, was Phyllis Summers' latest move a desperate act of love? Or is she officially the most manipulative person in Wisconsin? We're diving deep into the traps, the tears, and a baby bombshell that just reset the entire Newman-Abbott rivalry. Seriously, if you thought things were messy before, you haven't seen anything yet. So here's the setup. Genoa City is basically a pressure cooker right now, and the lid finally blew off. We saw Phyllis, our favorite red, scrambling like her life depended on it. Why? Well, she lost her hostage, the amnesiac Matt Clark, all thanks to a very meddlesome Patty Williams. Think about it. Without Matt in her clutches, Phyllis has zero leverage against the almighty Victor Newman, and we all know how much she hates being powerless. This isn't just about a business deal for her. It's about survival. Phyllis is acting out of a primal need to be the one holding the cards because in her world, if you aren't the dealer, you're the one being played. She's backed into a corner, and a cornered Phyllis is easily the most dangerous version there is. Let's talk about that voicemail she left for Matt. She literally cooed into the phone about having feelings for him. It was a calculated, emotional siren song designed to lure a confused man right back into her web. But why did she do it? Well, she knows Matt is a total blank slate right now because of his amnesia. She isn't appealing to his logic. She's appealing to his loneliness. By pretending to be his only ally, she's essentially trying to imprint herself on him while he's still vulnerable. Underneath all those moves, I really think Phyllis is terrified. She isn't just worried about Victor, she's worried about her own relevance in this town. If she can't fix the Matt Clark problem, she loses her status as the woman who can handle anything. The funny thing is, this isn't a romance. It's a hostage situation where the chains are made of fake affection. Phyllis is rewriting Matt's history in real time, painting herself as the hero and Patty as the villain. Honestly, in my opinion, this is one of her darkest moves yet. Lying to someone with a traumatic brain injury about their past crimes just to control them? That's a level of predatory behavior that even Victor might find appalling. It's classic narcissistic mirroring. Phyllis is reflecting back to Matt exactly what he wants to see, which is a version of himself that isn't a monster. She's feeding his ego to control his actions, and that is a textbook move for someone who needs to be in control at all costs. But while Phyllis was playing house at Summers' conglomerate, Victor Newman was busy being, well, Victor. He is done playing games. When Nick revealed that Phyllis lost Matt, Victor's reaction was pure, cold precision. This checkmate moment for Victor isn't just about finding Matt. It's about asserting total dominance over Phyllis. He views her as a nuisance that has finally overstepped his boundaries. The fact that he ignored Nikki's pleas to stop his vendetta shows that for Victor, the win is always more important than the peace of his family. He operates from a place of absolute control, and to him, Nick and Noah are just extensions of his own legacy. Any threat to them is a direct insult to his power. His refusal to drop the vendetta, even when it might be better for his family's mental health, points to a massive, fragile ego that just cannot tolerate being wrong. Then we have Patty Williams, and oh boy, where do we even start with her? Deluded, dangerous Patty is currently operating on a totally different frequency than the rest of Genoa City. Her plan to marry Jack Abbott is back in full swing, despite the fact that Jack literally threw her flowers in the trash. Patty is desperate for redemption, but she's looking for it in all the wrong places. She actually approached Victor, the man who has used and discarded her more times than we can count, to help her win Jack back. It's a move born of sheer desperation and a complete lack of self-awareness. If we look at her history, Patty is really just mourning a life she never had. Her obsession with Jack isn't about him as a person. It's about Jack as a symbol of the stability and love she feels she was robbed of decades ago. Remember, she actually shot him 3 times back in the day after a miscarriage and a fake vasectomy scandal. Every rejection from him now feels like a confirmation of her own brokenness. She's trying to trade Matt for a new identity, thinking that if Victor vouches for her, it will erase her history of mental instability and crime. She's basically trying to buy a soul with information. It's erotomania at its most tragic. Patty believes, despite all the evidence, that Jack still loves her. Her brain is literally filtering out his rejections to protect her from a total psychological collapse. Now let's talk about the moment that probably had you screaming at your TV: Billy Abbott taunting Adam Newman with the news about Sally Spectra's pregnancy. This was Billy at his most arrogant and, honestly, his most cruel. Billy didn't tell Adam the news because he felt he had to. He did it to rub salt in the deepest wound Adam has, which is the loss of his daughter Ava. By announcing that he is the one giving Sally a child now, Billy is trying to claim the ultimate victory over his rival. The look on Adam's face was absolutely devastating. For him, this isn't just about Sally moving on. It's a haunting reminder of the life he lost. He's grieving all over again in the middle of a crowded restaurant. In my opinion, Billy crossed a massive line here. Sally is high risk and already stressed about this pregnancy. For Billy to use her delicate condition as a weapon to taunt her ex-lover is incredibly reckless. It shows that Billy still prioritizes his ego over Sally's well-being. It's main character syndrome on steroids. Billy sees himself as the hero of this story, and Adam as the villain who needs to be punished. By winning Sally and a baby, Billy is trying to validate his own shaky worth. But does he realize the damage he's doing to Sally in the process? Probably not. The tension really reached a breaking point back at Summers' conglomerate. Phyllis almost had Matt convinced. They were inches away from a kiss that would have cemented her control over him forever. But then a flicker of a memory happened: a wedding ring. That tiny piece of Matt's old life, the memory of his wife Sienna, is the only thing standing between him and Phyllis's complete manipulation. It shows that even with amnesia, the subconscious mind holds on to the truth. But Phyllis didn't miss a beat. She immediately told him Sienna cheated on him with Noah Newman. Why? To make Matt feel like he's the victim instead of the predator. She's literally gaslighting him into believing he's a good guy. Things are about to get so much worse for Phyllis, though. Victor and Nick bursting into her office isn't the end of the drama. It's the start of a three-way war. Victor wants Matt for leverage, Phyllis wants him for protection, and Nick is just a mess. We have to talk about Nick's state of mind because he's struggling with addiction, even dropping bags of pills in public. His obsession with catching Matt is likely just him projecting his own internal guilt and pain. He's trying to fight an external monster because he can't face the one inside himself. So where do we go from here? Well, I have a few predictions. First, are we actually looking at a Matt Clark redemption arc? There is a heavy suggestion that the show is setting this up. If he ends up in Fairview alongside a recovering Nick, we could see an unlikely bond form between them. But can the fans ever really forgive a man who has raped and kidnapped legacy characters like Sharon? Second, keep an eye on that SOS call Patty made. It's going to be the catalyst for the next big Abbott family crisis. If she's truly worried about Jack, she might do something heroic that actually puts everyone in more danger. And finally, Adam is a ticking time bomb. Seeing Billy and Sally play happy family while he's still drowning in grief is going to push him back to his darkest impulses. Don't be surprised if he teams up with someone unexpected, maybe even Phyllis, to take Billy down. This episode was a lot to process, and I really want to hear what you think down in the comments. Here are two big questions for you. First, is Phyllis Summers officially irredeemable for gaslighting an amnesiac, or is she just doing what she has to do to protect her family from Victor? And second, can the show actually pull off a redemption for Matt Clark, or is his history just too dark to ever move past? I mean, we're talking about a guy who raped Sharon and ran a drug ring. Is amnesia enough of a reset button for you? Today was a masterclass in how secrets and manipulation define life in Genoa City. We saw love used as a trap, pregnancy used as a weapon, and memories used as a shield. As the search for the real Matt Clark continues, one thing is absolutely certain: nobody is coming out of this clean. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the psychological warfare of the young and the restless, please make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you want more of these deep theory breakdowns. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a recap or a spoiler update. We are here every single day breaking down the drama of the Newmans and the Abbotts, and believe me, you don't want to miss what's coming next week. Seriously, the fallout from Sally's pregnancy and Matt's return is going to be massive. I read every single comment, so let me know who you're rooting for in this Phyllis versus Victor versus Matt triangle. Thanks for watching, stay soapy, and I'll see you in the next one.